A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
Yeehaw! I don't know, why not? This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. It's high noon. He's Mason Crosby. We are the Mason Crosby Show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Hi, Mason.
Yeehaw, man.
Yeehaw, man.
Yeah, feeling it.
Why not? Let's go. It's a Mike, hump day.
Hump day.
Just getting over that hump.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the middle of the hump, right?
We are right in the middle of it.
When do you decide? High noon. Yeah, we are right on the hump right now.
We really are.
So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. I did see a clip that got thrown into our lineup, so we'll have to dive into that Cam Accord. I sent you that. We got some audio.
I got it queued up.
Just really teaching, the fundamentals of kicking. That was something I've never seen in a press conference before by any special teams coordinator of the Green Bay Packers.
No, so that was wild. I actually have the beginning of it, so it's like we'll take like the first two answers and then the third question.
Okay,
like he just goes rogue.
Just goes rogue. I love it.
Yeah.
So we'll dive into that. We'll probably do that segment 2, maybe into 3 before we get to Andy Herman at 1 o'clock. We'll kind of dive into some Packers stuff. We got to talk about this Brewers team. Did what they needed to last night, right?
Is Logan Henderson better than Tarek Skubal?
Stop it. I mean, I was going to like this. Like,
are
we in each other's brains?
We
are.
I
was going to say, is Logan Henderson the number 2 pitcher for this Brewers team now? With Kyle Harrison being out for a little bit of time, Kyle Harrison comes back, he probably he'll get in that spot and
claim it.
And lefty, there's just some there's some things there, but Logan Henderson looked good. He's just dealing out there. I love what he's about.
So he is like the second pitcher ever in his first 15 major league starts to allow 3 or less runs in every start. And I think he only allowed 3 runs in one start. So all the rest are 2 or less runs. The team is 12-3 in his 15 starts, including, I think they've won 8 in a row or something like that.
Jeez.
He is, I'm willing to say it right now on August 5th, he's the number 2.
Yeah.
He is him. I don't know.
Unless Kyle Harrison comes off an injury and gets, is just dominant. But how do you set that up in the playoffs?
Well, that's the thing. You might set it up right. Exactly. You might set up righty, lefty, righty. So Henderson might end up pitching in game 3, not in game 2.
But I still would count him as the number 2.
Exactly.
It's like even though that lineup sets that way, I'd be like, all right, if you can get Miz the win, Kyle Harrison comes in as the lefty, does his thing. Mm-hmm. You have a great third option that is basically your number 2 pitcher in game 3. So. This is, it's setting up and watching the Dodgers stink and Skubal stinks. I'm so glad we didn't get Skubal. Oh my gosh, what a disaster that would have been. That would have been ridiculous.
262 writes in right away. Skubal couldn't even beat the Cubs yesterday. # buyer's remorse.
Seriously.
All right, so on a scale, I have 2 scales for you right away, Mace. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about Logan Henderson? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for Kyle Harrison to return to the starting rotation today?
Okay, first one. Let's just go down this little avenue, right?
Please, yeah.
Detroit is willing to get rid of Skubal.
Mm-hmm.
If they were asking for the Brewers, they were asking for Logan Henderson, were they not?
By all accounts, that is what we heard. Yep.
How crazy do both of those guys pitch last night?
Yep.
And Logan Henderson just dominates compared to what Skubal did in that game. It's okay, maybe the Brewers know what they're doing a little bit, and we can kind of start going down this path. So super impressed with Logan Henderson. Love what he's about. Love what he did. And I am so jacked to see Kyle Harrison back.
Right?
I think that's the piece. And again, didn't Sproat got sent down? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, Sproat,
that was the corresponding move.
Exactly.
So it's but
I'm okay with that.
I think it could be good for Sprout.
Right.
We listened to his audio from his last game. that guy needs to figure some stuff out. Like he's in a weird mental space. Go get your confidence back. Feel good in AAA. We'll bring you up. Maybe you'll be in the bullpen come end of August so that you can play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? How do you feel?
No, I think that's right. I think you're absolutely right. Is that's what we are looking at with regards to Sprout. And listen, here's the thing with Sprout is he might go down and not come back. Like we might not see him again.
That's true.
Like he might just go down and start, and whether he struggles or doesn't, they might just be all in on he is a starter. He's not ready for Milwaukee.
Not ready.
He's
yet.
going to start at Nashville the rest of the year. We're not bringing him back up in the playoffs. We have enough bullpen arms. We just got, Senzatella. Romero's going to come off the DL. We don't know what's going on with Koenig. We don't know what's going on with some of the other guys. We don't need Sprout. Let's get his mind right to be a starter next year. Or Sprout could go down and be a starter and flourish, and they could say, hey, this guy could really help I've been saying it for 2 months, and I'm still not backing down. I still think he could be a flamethrower out of the bullpen in the playoffs. Whether that happens or not, that may not happen, and that's okay.
Well, we are about manifesting things with this Brewers team on the Mason Crosby show. I mean, yesterday we did talk about Yelich dropping down that batting order, and I think the projection originally was he was going to be in the 7th spot, right?
Yes,
and then,
he was. He
and
was.
Then Bowers was scratched,
right?
And he bumped back up to 5. And,
right, we said it.
And went 0 for 4.
Yeah. You know what I love when I go on Twitter during the game or before the game when the lineup's out, and other shows are both on our air and on other stations are like, oh, we talked about Yelich and then this happened. And it's like, dude, I love everybody out there. I love us. I love our competition. I know everyone personally. We all said it. That's not, we weren't we
and
weren't.
Let's be real. By the time we're saying
an epiphany.
It's it's at that point where it needs to happen. And
Thank you. There was
just timing.
Right. There was no epiphany that you had because you said yesterday that what do we do with Yelich? And then all of a sudden he was 7th. We all said it. We all saw it. Pat Murphy saw it. We have the audio if we want to play it. But we know that he was going to be batting 7th yesterday. Then Bowers had a stomach discomfort. So I don't even know if they said, does he have does something feel like it's pulled, or did he eat some bad clams?
That sounds like an illness.
Yeah, that does sound so. Odds are he's back.
They didn't want to say
no,
explosive. He ate Taco Bell.
All right, can I go?
He ate some lettuce and got the bacteria.
I gotta go rogue here real quick, Mace. And I don't know if this has ever happened to you.
I'm a little scared.
Yeah, you should be. It's a little scary situation.
Okay.
So my nephew is at a. Is he 15? Yeah, he's 15. He'll be 16. Oh, no, he's 14. He'll be 15 this month. He's at a national flag football tournament.
Okay.
And he got hit. There was a collision. He didn't get tackled. There wasn't anything illegal. But there was a collision going up for a ball. And he got hit in the kidney.
Ooh.
And went down.
Wow.
He went down.
That's tough.
They took him to the ER. There's blood in his urine.
Yeah.
And they say it's a minor thing, but my sister-in-law is after a day or two of rest, can you go back? And they didn't really answer her question. But then all of a sudden, oh wait, it's 2 to 6 weeks even for a minor kidney injury.
Yeah.
Have you had any not to go too rogue, but I want Dr. Crosby to tell me what's going on with kidneys.
The internal organ stuff scares me so much.
Yeah.
Anytime anything like that is affected, do not mess with it.
Right.
Yeah. So yes, I think they need to take that very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that doctor that gave him the info was a specialist, but if that happened to one of my kids, I'd be taking them to a specialized internal medicine,
okay,
for that specific thing. And just okay, let's talk exactly how serious is there bruising? Is there all these, what's going on? Because I mean, you hear the lacerated kidneys and the stuff, anything internal in the body that you can't wrap up and take care of. I'm you gotta make sure that is healed, because the last thing you want to do is push it. Because let's just be real, you can guard against certain things, but I feel like the second you start guarding against a kidney, it's going to get hit right away.
And
then all of a sudden it's just like you're right back and like, or worse than it was before. So
shout out to my nephew Court, but back to Jake Bowers. We hope that he just had he had a bad sandwich, or he had like we hope that he just had bad poopy, and he'll be back today, right?
I think he'll be all right. I do think if it was more serious, they have to probably disclose a little bit more. So I think it was an illness, and he just wasn't feeling right and didn't need to be out there.
Now, with that said, and back to the Yelich conversation, the assumption is that if Bowers is back and is back today, Yelich is back to 7. But I know Murphy was very strong in his wording, especially to the fans, about think of all this guy has done for us. Yeah. He deserves this. And I love and I hate that, Mason. I love the concept of being loyal to our guys and giving them the chance to work out of it. But man, I'm also if this guy really sucks right now, maybe he's not done for his career, but maybe he's got a nagging injury, or maybe he's in his own head. If he really sucks and is hurting the team, isn't it the manager's job, as loyal as you want to be to the guy who got you there, to fiddle with things? And is fiddling with him to 7th in the lineup enough of a fiddle?
I think it's the start. I think that is where he needs to start. Fiddling, if you will.
Sure.
And we talked about that yesterday. It's just you got to do something. Yep. And Pat Murphy even said that. He was like, Yelich means so much. And nobody, if anyone says any different about Yelich's impact on this team and this organization, nobody's saying any of that.
That's right.
And Murphy even addressed it. He was just but he's down right now. He's not doing, he's not performing. So we're going to move him into the, down the lineup, and let's see if he can get it right. Maybe in that 7 spot, he finds a little spark, and then we climb up from there. If 7 doesn't work, we might have to drop him out of this lineup for a little bit. It worked with Joey Ortiz for a bit, right?
Yeah.
Pratt comes up, Joey Ortiz, sometimes you need a check. Sometimes you need that. You do something long enough, trust me, obviously, critical of my career and moments, right? 2012, bad season, stuff like that. Sometimes you need a gut check, so you need something, and it could spark a good moment. It can spark something in your career in that season. And I talk about mine. Mine was Charles Woodson in 2012. Yeah. I have moments all throughout my career where it's you sometimes just need to get gut punched and get punched. Just something has to adjust and be extreme and change to get where you want to go. So
that's the hope.
See what happens.
That's the hope with Christian for sure. This is the Mason Crosby Show. We are live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. 920 does let us know on the Nicolay Law talking text line. They said it was abdominal soreness from the slide into home. It was a phenomenal slide into home. He did
get up a little gingerly. I do remember that now.
But he also had the inning before. I think he had there was a line drive to right where he went after it and then had to kind of turn his body. So I wonder if that also got things moving, not necessarily in the right direction, because that happens too, especially if you're not, he doesn't play outfield every day.
Yeah.
He plays first base, he DHs, he plays left, he plays right. And so
they're not even saying strain. They're just saying just soreness. It must have just rocked him, and maybe there's discomfort and he doesn't feel good swinging the bat or moving. Yeah. So, I would still, in my mind, I'd still chalk it up as it's like an illness. It's you're just discomfort. And he should be back ready to roll.
Yep. Real quick, I just wanted to address something. I think we talked about this at the end of 9 to Noon, but if not, we were thinking it because Logan Henderson and Tarek Skubal both pitched last night, and the Brewers are in LA next weekend.
Yeah.
Not this upcoming weekend, but next weekend. Could they match up again? Ooh. As of right now, they are not supposed to, because there are some days off and some non-days off between now. I believe that right now it looks like it's Logan Henderson taking on Casey Mize in San Diego.
Okay.
And then it would be, I believe, potentially Kyle Harrison against Skubal. But still, there's still a lot of things that could fall into place.
Please.
Yeah. What and if Logan Henderson just goes to LA and outduels Skubal,
I need it.
Oh my God! LA. Well, LA fans are fake to begin with, but fake LA fan would cry.
They would lose their mind.
And I'm here for it. Ron is in Rome. Ron, you're first up on the Mason Crosby Show. What do you got for us today, Ron?
I get very frustrated with Yelich. I'm fully in favor of moving him down in the order. As someone who had back surgery in 1994, I think if his problem is his back, he should do himself a favor and retire because, I don't care how much money you have. It's nice to get out of bed and not be in perpetual pain. But I went to the game yesterday, and I know he's not doing well. He's been hitting 179 the last 30 games. But I was yelling, "Come on, Yelly, hit the ball, Christian." And this kid in his 20s behind me was cursing at him and saying, "You suck, you strike out." Now, what does that kind of thing accomplish? Does it help him? You think he's not trying as hard as he can? So that, I think, the kind of thing Murphy's talking about when have some respect.
Yeah,
well,
I think. Go ahead, Mace.
I think it's whenever, it's Pat Murphy and you put a lineup out and it's like, there's an expectation. You come to if somebody's not performing, obviously we've talked about the boos and like how that works, but it's just like, I think encouragement is a good thing, right? It's like you're there to cheer on your team and the team that is put out on that diamond. But everyone isn't entitled to their opinion on how they feel like they're performing. But let's react to a bad performance, but let's encourage before that bad performance takes place. I think that's a great point.
Two things can be true there.
Just encourage. If the performance stinks, then it's like, all right, now we can boo and be disappointed in that performance.
Yeah, good point though, Ron. Ralph.
Right, thank you.
Yep, thank you. So he is hitting 180 since the beginning of July, and it's with I think 2 total home runs, 11 total RBI, 4 stolen bases, 22 strikeouts, 13 walks. It's just, it's
and this team still has 70 wins.
Right.
Like, they're still so dominant. So they don't have to. Like, I think they have the luxury of hoping Yelich can work through this. An elite player, elite batter, like a guy that has meant so much. But they are getting into, as it gets into mid-August and late, it's like, now, if you don't get out of it, there's going to have to be a decision made, right?
Exactly.
Because you can't put somebody in a lineup that just like is not performing at any type of level.
Well, and that's the thing. Like Joey Ortiz stayed in the lineup as an automatic out in April and May because his defense was so valuable.
Yes, exactly.
Yelich isn't bringing Yelich has to provide something offensively.
Whenever you're the designated hitter,
right?
And I think that's what we're talking. It's just like. He's if he was hitting 180 and like hitting a home run every 10 at bats or something, we might be like, oh, okay. It's like if you're at least hitting something out of the park on more often, like strikeouts and home runs. All right, we'll take that, but that's not even happening.
No, it can't be strikeouts and groundouts to the infield.
Yeah.
Ralph is in Glendale. Ralph, you're next up on the Mason Crosby Show.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Good to hear your voice.
You as well, my friend.
Huge Brewer fan. I actually work for the Brewers, and I got off my shift last night and sat down in the 4th inning. And I've been to a lot of games in my life, and Yelich has done a lot of things for this team. And, incredible years for us. And all you fans last night, when the last time he came up, when he struck out, I think he struck out. They're booing him, and that's just so unclassy. It's terrible.
All right, real quick, Ralph, do you think, and this is a little nuanced, but this is where I like to go when this happens. Do you think the fans were booing Christian Yelich, which I'm sure some were, but as a fan who I was not there last night, but if I'm booing in that instance, I'm not booing for Christian Yelich's sake. I'm booing Pat Murphy for, yes, I know Bauers got benched, but to have Yelich in the lineup, batting 5th, I'm booing the decision by the manager to have him in the lineup. Listen, if you're putting him down to 7 because Bauers is out, and then because when Bauers was in and then Bauers is out, I'd almost just replace him in the lineup. Like I'd say, oh, Bauers isn't in. I can't move Yelich up to 5. Like Yelich, you get the day off. Somebody else is 5. Somebody else is 7. Let's let Christian get his mind right. Let's get Jake get his body right. So I'm almost booing Pat Murphy in that instance. Do you think there was some of that frustration from the fans that not just we're booing Yelich for hitting 180 since July, but also booing Murphy that he continues to put him in a position in the lineup of consequence?
Mitch, 100%. That was my next point. It's the frustration as a fan seeing it night after night, after night, and maybe I don't know. Is it going to come out that he's hurt? I don't know. Or is it going to come out maybe some time for him just to rest up or get better? But yes, I was frustrated at Murphy, and I love him. He's a great manager, and he's been great for our team and great for our city. But there's a time where you have to make the decision. We are in the tail end of our year, and we got to look at the future, right? And it was frustrating. Both ways it was frustrating.
And those are great points. And Ralph, I agree. And I think it's such a nuanced and hard situation, but like you have to honor from the organization side, from Pat Murphy's side, and kind of help Yelich out there too, because the fans they're frustrated that he's not batting and all that. And in that moment, they're not thinking of Yelich as the consummate Brewer and the guy that has just been the man for this club for so long. They're just like, gosh, he's just not getting it done, right? But it's on Murph, it's on that organization to say, hey, you're not getting it done. We're going to respect you and your legacy and what you've done here, and we're not even going to put you in this lineup because you need to get this right, and we need to give everybody almost a second to. Because if he's not in the lineup, no one's like thinking. They're just like, Yelich is Yelich. He's a legend, right?
Yes.
So it's
absolutely.
I think they need to honor him in a way of like, you're not performing. We're gonna sit you down for a little bit, and we're gonna let some of this fade for a moment, and then we'll get you back out there, and we'll see how it goes.
I like that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think it's great. And the last point is that I love him ever because my dog is named Yelly. So
there you go. Gotta love him. And he's done amazing things for the Brewers and for the community. Thanks for the call, Ralph. 414-677-1250 is that Nicolay Law talk and text line. Mason, do you want to talk a little football?
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk quarterbacks.
Let's talk quarterbacks. I'm here for it.
Maybe.
Well, we got to talk kickers. I mean, come on. Kickers are the best. But we do have to talk about what our special teams coordinator did. So plenty of football to get to. Andy Herman at the top of the 1 o'clock hour. He's the absolute best. He will join us. Remember, baseball coverage on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. You're watching the Mason Crosby Show on whether you're watching, whatever stream you're watching on, Instagram, X, YouTube, Facebook. It's on the Growth Law video stream. That's GROTH. If you're injured, Growth gets it. Plenty more to get to here on the Mason Crosby Show.
Yes, sir.
Julie, come on. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. Join me at the fair. I'll have more to talk about that later on in the show, but we'll be at the Wisconsin State Fair starting tomorrow all through next week.
Love it.
I'm going to eat everything. I just cut my promo for it, and I'm like, hey, join me at the fair. I'm going to eat everything. Great.
Get it all.
Yeah.
Eat it all.
I mean, come on. It's the fair. My favorite thing, I don't think they have it anymore, but one year they had Thanksgiving dinner in a burrito. And Mason, it was out of this world. I mean, if you love Thanksgiving, so it was turkey and gravy and mashed potatoes and stuffing.
Oh.
All mixed together.
That does sound amazing.
It was amazing. It was
If you had said cranberry sauce, I was out.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah. No,
Molly loves cranberry sauce. Our favorite sandwich shop in Boulder.
Okay.
She'd always get the Thanksgiving meal sandwich. It
Sure.
was like the Thanksgiving sandwich. And it was everything looked really and I'm sure it was
delicious.
good except for the cranberry sauce.
Yep. My mother-in-law makes a famous cranberry ice, which is
Interesting.
I feel like it's I don't like cranberry. I don't like anything cranberry. The cranberry ice is okay because it's so cold. Like it's kind of a palate cleanser. One year she put in too much lemon and not enough cranberry, and it even though it was still red, it tasted like lemon ice. That was my favorite Thanksgiving.
I bet
ever.
you like
Yeah,
that.
I love that.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Okay.
All right, so the Green Bay Packers training camp off today or not doing their stuff today or whatever it is today.
Yeah, I think
know-
it was just a closed
meetings.
practice.
Yeah, closed practice and meetings and all that sort of stuff. And I know that Cam Accord, I don't know.
I think is it a cord? I think it's a cord.
Okay. I know he spoke today. I know the Athletic yesterday came out with their quarterback rankings. I didn't know exactly where you wanted to start on this one, Mace. But we can go in either direction.
Let's talk quarterback rankings.
Okay,
to
okay.
start. Yeah, and then we'll dive into the kicking world.
Love it. So the Athletic came out not only with quarterback rankings like 1 through 35,
Yes.
but also kind of their tiers.
Their tiers.
Yeah, they did a tiered type of thing. And in tier 1 is Mahomes, Allen, Stafford, and Burrow. I don't think Burrow you could argue because of injuries and wins. But interesting.
As far as numbers, though, I mean, yeah,
should Lamar Jackson be in that group? I guess is the only question. I don't think anybody else deserves to be, but
I think it's Lamar's he's right on that bubble all the time, right? It's obviously MVP, elites, and then it's if he gets dinged up, if he gets hurt, so I think he's always right on that bubble where he can be the best quarterback in the league, and then he can be the 10th 10th best.
Well, the Athletic has him as the best quarterback in tier 2.
So 5 makes sense for him.
Yep.
Yeah, he's right there.
And then to round out the top 10, Justin Herbert 6, Dak Prescott 7, tied at 8, Drake May and Jared Goff, and then Jordan Love at 10. I got it. Can we stop with the Justin Herbert?
I know.
If they go 9-8 again this year and he's just okay, can we finally say that okay, Justin Herbert is really good, but that's all he is. He's not great. He's not the 6th best quarterback in the NFL.
I just don't understand. He is riding on the potential more than any other quarterback in the history of football, right?
It's crazy.
And I've gotten to know Justin Herbert over the years, and he's a physical specimen.
Yep.
He has all the talent, he has all the stuff, but it's just it hasn't equated to dominance as a quarterback.
Exactly.
And it's they're still just he should be the 6th best quarterback in this league. And it's he keeps getting put there because it's he should be with how he throws the ball, how he looks, the way he can run the ball, all the things, but it just doesn't equate to a dominant type of quarterback performance.
You know who I feel like when I see Justin Herbert listed 6th? I feel like Aaron Rodgers. He goes out, he was on Pat McAfee, he goes on this huge rant about everything in society, and that's Aaron could do. But I feel like when Aaron has a rant about media bias and doing your due diligence and those sort of things, I almost feel like I'm Aaron Rodgers. Why is this guy 6? He hasn't done anything.
So true.
So
true.
Dak is 7, and I actually don't hate Dak at 7. Dak
Dak's
at least
a good quarterback.
They haven't won a lot in the playoffs, but you're right. He's a good quarterback, right, Mace?
Yeah, he without him, he leads that team to a lot of yards, and that offense is explosive. And he's Yeah, he does.
Right.
He does a great job. I think he is a good quarterback.
Tied at 8 are Drake May and Jared Goff. And I'll be the first to say it, and I've said it this entire offseason. As the resident Patriots fan here, like, you know,
he shouldn't be up there.
No,
yet.
that's too high.
Not yet.
Right, not yet. Right, the power of yet. Right, we talk about sometimes. Like, you have Drake May right now ranked 15th, and that's like, listen, it was
he should be lumped with. Honestly, I would put Baker Mayfield up above Drake May.
I was just thinking
moment.
that. Yep.
And you just
but he's in
lump
that group.
Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May kind of all together.
Darnold's in there.
They should be in that 13 to 16 range, and just kind of like, all right, they're proving it. And another year, if like Drake May has a great year, then he might step into that top 10.
Jared Goff also tied for 8th. Actually, I don't have too much of a problem with this. Like, I know they had a down year last year, and
he
maybe
runs that offense well.
Right. And maybe he got so high because 2 years ago they went 15-2, and because of all all the position players around him are really good. But 2 years ago, when everybody's healthy, he looked like an All-Pro. He looked like a Pro Bowler, and he can be that guy. So, like, tied for 8th, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And then we get to our guy Jordan Love, and I actually think I'm gonna agree with this. Like, I don't know that I think Justin Herbert's better than Jordan Love, but I also think Jordan Love's about the 10th best quarterback in the league.
I'm okay with him at 10.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay there because that number from the 10 to the, I mean, Lamar probably, he's right on that bubble. So he could either be, in that tier 1 or he's that 5 spot.
Yeah.
Basically, Jordan Love could go and prove that he is the 6th best.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
that's
the
what
10
I'm saying,
spot's
Mace.
a good spot. Like, he's in a spot where it's like this year Jordan Love could all of a sudden jump into that top 5.
414-677-1250. How do you feel about Jordan Love being 10th? And Mason, you just said it exactly how I thought it in my mind. Yeah. So, like, again, on the same wavelength, me and you. Like, Jordan Love being 10th means he has the opportunity to move to 5 this year.
Yeah.
And I really think, and I think he can. And frankly, it would surprise me if by the end of the year, he's not 5, 6, or 7. I don't expect him to be 2 or 3 or 4.
No.
But if he's the 6th best quarterback according to NFL executive and coach rankings at the end of this year, I would not be surprised if he jumps from 10 to 6.
I totally agree. And then it's that jump, and then it's do it one more. He's like 2 years away from being like in that like debate of, is he a top 5 quarterback in this league?
Right.
If the numbers, if LaFleur does what he's talking like he's going to do, like open up the playbook, give Jordan Love like a little more leeway to go and just run this offense, I think that's his next progression. And that's where Aaron became great. That's where it that's how it works in Green Bay. It takes a little longer. Like, it's like you got to kind of see the proof in the pudding, and then it's like once you're established and Jordan Love gets to that, he goes for 4,000 yards this year.
Yeah,
he'll be in that
35 touchdowns.
That conversation. And then next year he repeats that, and it's like, all right, he's a top 5 quarterback. He's running this team. Green Bay is a formidable foe. Like, let's really actually look at Jordan Love as one of those top tier guys.
This is the Mason Crosby Show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Mason, if he goes for 4,033 touchdowns this year, we are going to have a lot of fun as Packers fans.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and that's doable.
It's doable, and then you're just talking about, okay, how many wins? Do they win the division? Like, if he wins at least one playoff game, then it's like, all right, like Jordan Love's here. I mean, do we need is Malik Willis ranked too high? Or is he too low?
I think Malik Willis.
This is for our old friend Tommy boy.
He sent us a text because there was.
I had to say it.
Yeah, there was that video from Miami where he like threw a dart and Mason was like, "Oh, this guy's amazing."
He's got a cannon, man.
He does have. I mean, maybe he does. All right, but I want to start at tied for 11th, Mason. I'm going to let you go. So I was really surprised at this. I thought executives and coaches did not like Brock Purdy.
How did he get back up in that? Yeah,
right.
What?
Like, and I'm actually okay with Caleb Williams being tied for 11th. Like, after the year he had. Now he's on a big prove it year this year.
Yes.
But what was your reaction when you saw Purdy and Caleb Williams tied at 11?
Again, I thought Brock Purdy had kind of fallen off in the executive and like coaches world of, man, he got paid, and it's like he just might not be that guy. Because I honestly, with Trevor Lawrence, his competitiveness, the way that like he does that, and I know with Tommy, we always said Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence,
right?
Like, same time, like shouldn't Trevor Lawrence be a little higher up this list? Like he let that team to the playoffs last year. And like,
Mason, didn't Sam Darnold just go
win a
14-3 with Minnesota, and then go as a first-year quarterback and win a Super Bowl with Seattle? Like, that is disrespect. Like, maybe he's not that. Maybe he is tied for 14th. Like, maybe they won because of their defense, and Minnesota had all these other weapons and yada yada. But like, there's something to be said for.
He literally took two teams like really far, back-to-back years. I would put Sam Darnold up that list. He's in my mind like a Jared Goff.
Yeah,
he's like a Jared Goff type guy where he's going to run the offense effectively. He's not going to hopefully make a ton of mistakes.
Jaden Daniels has to be lower than this. I know he had a great year 2 years ago, but last year he was hurt. He can't be 13th. Like, that is pure perception. Like, they perceive him as being that good, not really being that good. Brian is in Bayview. Brian, you're up on the Mason Crosby Show.
Guys, thank you for taking my call. Question for you guys. Could you switch Jordan Love with Dak Prescott?
Ooh.
You could, I think, but like I think Dak just his longevity and the times he's just lit up the NFL with his numbers.
Right. When they've lost, it's because of their defense. Their defense has been horrible, not because he hasn't played well. And yes.
And again, I don't think Jordan Love has been the reason they've lost. Like, they didn't lose that playoff game against Chicago because of Jordan Love.
No,
Jordan Love played out of his mind. I mean, what else could he have done but give the team a huge lead at halftime? So,
Brian, I think
they're close. I think they're close.
When was the last time that they considered Dak Prescott an MVP?
Probably.
I factored that in too. I mean, wasn't there talk about Jordan Love being an MVP up until the Denver game?
There was.
Yeah.
Obviously, Micah helped that a lot. But I also think, Dak Prescott has been in those conversations in his career. I mean, he threw for 4,500 yards last year and 30 touchdowns. In 2023, he threw for 45 and 36.
He's got some numbers.
Like, he was in the MVP conversation in 2023. Absolutely.
I'm just curious. One more question, and then I'll let you guys go. Where does Jalen Hurts fall on that list? It always seems like he gets the shaft.
Well, he's right under Trevor Lawrence. So Lawrence is 16. And Brian, thanks for the call. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is 16. Back to that list. Jalen Hurts is then the final quarterback in tier 2. He is 17.
I would put Jalen Hurts. I'd switch Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy in a heartbeat.
Yeah, same.
I'd rather have Jalen Hurts as my quarterback than Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Like he's a proven winner. He's a competitor. He can do a lot, with an offense. So I would put Jalen Hurts above Brock Purdy. You could just even flip them. Like, if Jalen Hurts was at 11, I wouldn't have scoffed at that.
All right.
Or just put him right behind, Caleb Williams and probably right behind Caleb Williams and drop Jaden Daniels down that list.
Well, and the interesting with this list is, like, guys will have opportunities to move up and down. I mean, you look at Bo Nix at 18 and Drake May at 8, and they almost had the same season last year. Yeah. Bo Nix got hurt.
Yeah.
And if Bo Nix doesn't get hurt, Denver probably beats New England in the AFC Championship game, and then it's a totally different list. A guy like Kyler Murray at 23, if he learns how to be a game manager and Minnesota goes 11-6 this year, Kyler Murray jumps up the list.
For sure.
I heard on the Odyssey Sports 29-second update earlier today that the guy who was doing it says that if Tua starts at quarterback for Atlanta, they could win the NFC South. Because that division's not so great. Well, Tua, who's tied for 26th, he'll jump out that list if Atlanta wins that. Now, it's a terrible division, but still, if they win the division, he's not going to be 26th. He'll only be 20th, but he still has 5-6 spots to move up. So lots of room to move up, and I think that's what we have with the power of yet with Jordan Love, where he's 10th. I wouldn't flip him with Dak Prescott, but I could see him jumping Drake May and Jared Goff pretty easily on this list this year.
Definitely. And again, if Justin Herbert does not perform at, like, to be always considered a top 8 quarterback in this league, if he doesn't perform, please drop him out. Like give him the spot he deserves. Is he a top 15, sure. Like I do think he's a top 15 quarterback with what he can do.
It's fine.
But he should not be a top 8 if he doesn't perform the way that we have expected him to the last 4 years.
No, I think that's a great point. So always interesting food for thought and fodder when The Athletic or the 4-Letter Network or other people put out lists like this. And I actually, I think we can agree, Jordan Love not really disrespected on this one. Like we've seen other lists where he's 15th, where that feels like disrespect. 10th doesn't seem like disrespect, especially if he has the year we all think he can have this upcoming year.
I think he is so tied to LaFleur that this is almost more of a Jordan Love is at 10, and we're just waiting to see how LaFleur utilizes him.
I think that's a great point.
How they run the offense. So, I think people have question marks on will they allow Jordan Love to finally be in charge of this offense.
Yeah, we got plenty more to get to wrap up this hour. Then Andy Herman, the king of Pack-A-Day podcast, he will join us at the top of the 1 o'clock hour to talk more Packers as we are in training. Training camp is in now. I feel like I
can't wait to hear his take on the whole kicker situation.
I know. Well, this is Mason. In case I wished you were in the room and just could have been I've 7 follow-ups.
Gosh, oh my gosh! I don't know what I would have done if I was in that room.
That would have been great. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder. We are the Mason Crosby Show. Mace, you feeling okay?
Still
You got a little
battling this
tickle.
cough. I
Yeah.
know, it's just a little tickle.
Okay, but you're good to fly?
Honestly, everything is better. It's like it's almost like broken up. So now it's like I got this cough that is weird, but, voice feels better, all this stuff. It's just like as the antibiotics, everything's working, it's finally broken up. And so now it's just I got some run-in congestion, all the stuff. But, I'm fine, We'll
How
just battle
often
through.
did guys get sick the first week of training camp? Just because it was like a shock to the body in a way that not just soreness, but like did guys like get head colds or sniffles or anything like
I
that?
can't remember. I don't remember getting
Okay.
sick all that often. I had COVID one year. That was
That's fun.
The 2021, yeah.
Yeah.
Tested positive the first day of camp. I got to miss 2 weeks. It was crazy.
I mean,
That was the best training camp of my
I
life.
was
mean,
gonna
it's just-
say,
but,
yeah.
yeah.
Did you camp out at home? What did you do? Like, did you have like?
I was just at home, yeah. And then as I started feeling about a week in, I was so bored. I went and started like kicking in the yard and stuff just to make sure that
Just
I was
the kids' toys. You were just kicking like random fire trucks and.
I did have footballs at the house.
They let you take footballs.
I did have my own bag of footballs. Yes.
Nice. Andy Herman's going to join us at the top of the 1 o'clock. Brewers in action this evening. I didn't even look at like who's pitching or anything like that because like they got the win last night, and they had
You
lost.
don't even care.
I don't even care. Like so many people. Well, everybody said, Mason, that they had lost 6 of 7 against the
of
Pirates before last night, and I'm like, I don't care. Like that's over now.
Yeah.
Like right.
Well, you know who's pitching. Yeah, we talked about this. Kyle Harrison.
Oh, Harrison's
Skeens.
pitching.
Yeah,
All right,
this is a big night.
Hi,
Yeah,
Harrison Skeens.
that's right.
Is Skeens like? I'd still take him. I know he's been bad this year, but I'd still
Yeah.
take Skeens, right?
He's fallen off, but I hope Kyle Harrison just has a night against them.
If Kyle Harrison can do what he did, like the first half of the year, if he can be that guy still, all of a sudden, I think we all.
Did you see Logan Henderson is the tied for third most strikeouts, like strikeout percentage?
Is he really?
Yeah, Miz is
Unbelievable.
first, and Henderson is third.
Andy Herman's next on the Mason Crosby Show. Weather on the Fan brought to you by Milwaukee Area Napa Auto Care Association. Currently 76 and cloudy in Hales Corners. A few thunderstorms possible this afternoon. Highs in the upper 70s, lows in the mid 60s. That's weather on the Fan.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
This is the Mason Crosby Show. Welcome into hour number 2. High noon. In the Zona Pacifico of Mexico.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's more of a time zone, they call it.
Zona Pacifico.
Zona Pacifico, you would think is Pacific time zone.
No.
Not so fast, my friends. Zona Pacifico is the Mountain Standard Time in Mexico.
Very nice.
So just letting everybody know.
We're learning things.
Mason, very minor breaking news in the world of the NFL. Stephon Diggs to the Commanders.
Okay.
He, as he said, I think, during the offseason, he's ready to be a really good number 2 for somebody.
Okay.
Like he's not a number.
His role.
Yeah, he's not a number 1 anymore, but he's ready to be a really good number 2.
Jaden Daniels just jumped to number 11 on that list.
Oh, relax. Joining us now on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law, our good friend. I have no idea. Let's see. Can I fix this? How do I? I'll figure this out. But he is the absolute best. Our very good friend Andy Herman. Andy and Mason, take it away while I try to fix this, or I'll call Tommy and I'll ask him.
You gonna just take a nap, Mitch? What are you doing?
Basically, I'm gonna fix the video.
All right, Andy. You've been going to practice. You've
Yep.
been dialed in on what's going on at training camp. Just fill us in on how you're feeling, what you've seen, and what you've been most impressed with this Packers team so far in training camp.
Yeah, so far, I would say it's what you would sort of expect through the first 6 days of training camp practice. Offense wins some, defense wins some, of course, in a very Packers way since the departure of I forget his name. It's a kicker from a while back. Mason Crosby. Ever since that guy left, there's been some inconsistencies in the kicking room. So a little bit of that going on at the moment. And then,
they're dealing with some wind and ball lean issues. So, we got a nice demonstration by the coach Accord there.
Was that wild
how
or
that
what?
works.
I'm not.
Have you ever seen that before?
I've not. You never want to deal with ball lean issues. I think we would all agree with that. So that's something that you got to get cleaned up. But yeah, I think overall it's been interesting. I think, Jordan's been accurate, but they haven't been able to get those explosive plays for the offense yet. We're very much in the thick of the defense is ahead of the offense season. I would agree with Bill Huber. Bill Huber has it as 6-0 for the defense day by day so far. And I would agree with him. I really like what I've seen from Jonathan Gannon's defense so far. They've been flying around, and for a defense that's still, I'm sure, getting installed, and they're still figuring out how Gannon likes to do things, and Gannon figuring out, how to utilize all these players. They've been really cohesive and attacking downhill. I've been impressed so far. So those are sort of the quick 1,000-foot view things of what's going on at camp so far.
All right, without Micah Parsons being out there, and we're questions who's going to be the other edge rusher, right? While he's missing time, until you get pads, until you're kind of settled into camp and you get to see enough reps, it's always hard to tell. But Lucas Van Ness on one side, who do you like on the other side while Micah Parsons is not there?
Yeah. So first of all, I think Barron Sorrell is the first one we want to talk about here specifically because he's coming off a fantastic day of practice yesterday. Most people have probably heard by now. Early in practice, they did a rollout screen. So Jordan Love rolled all the way to his right, threw back to the other side to Josh Jacobs, probably picked up about 20 or more yards on that particular play. Very well done, very well executed. They went back to a similar style play a little bit later. Barron Sorrell was not in on the first one. He was in on the second one. Noticed that Josh Jacobs was maybe leaking out in the flat a little bit, recognized it. Jordan went back to throw the other way. Barron Sorrell was waiting for him, picked it off, took it to the house the other way. Also went 2-0 in his one-on-one reps yesterday. Did have a sack, although he didn't really get blocked on the play, so I'm not going to hype him up too much for that particular play. But overall, he's been really sound. And the one thing I noted a couple days ago is that up until yesterday, Barron Sorrell wasn't making a ton of plays, but he wasn't making any mistakes. And today when Jonathan Gannon talked, he specifically said, the thing about Barron Sorrell is makes very few mistakes. You could tell he's locked in. He's definitely a little bit more ahead of where he was a season ago as a rookie. So he's making progress. And then I'll just add on top of that, we all have this idea, going back to like if we can indulge me back to the 96 Packers for a second, of Reggie White's on one side and Sean Jones is on the other. And you've got your bookend defensive ends. And I think what this is going to be, even when Micah comes back, but especially while Micah's gone, LVN is going to kind of be that primary guy, and Barron Sorrell is going to play, but so is probably Brenton Cox. So is Dennis Sutton, Colin Oliver potentially in that conversation as well. There's going to be, I think, a pretty firm rotation. I mean, even going back to last year when they had Micah, Rashawn Gary, Enigbare, LVN, they were rotating those guys through. Mike obviously getting the lion's share of the load when he was healthy, but I expect some pretty heavy rotations at that spot as well going into this season.
Well, let's stay on the defensive side of the ball for just a little bit longer. Just want to talk about, where do I want to go? This is a two-part question here, but let's talk about Jonathan Gannon's defense first. And from everything I'm seeing, I think you've mentioned it a few times, watching it feels like a lot of DB blitzing, a lot of cornerback pressure, things like that. Clearly seeing more of that, and like how is that going? And is that when LaFleur says we got to stay off the quarterback, has it been primarily them bringing those DBs and them not just kind of understanding that concept a little bit?
Yeah, there was a couple of times that happened. Personally, from what I've seen, yes, there's probably a couple of times. I think there was one time, I forget which defense, it may have been Jonathan Baldwin. There was a defensive back who blitzed, and he got really close up to the quarterback. He kind of held up, but he was almost like getting close to like hugging the guy, and then just kind of had to hold up on the play. And there's been a couple of those where the quarterback, I think one time the quarterback got kind of grazed by, his face or his helmet got grazed by one of the defender's hands and things like that. And of course, it's not just the red jersey that you can't contact them. You don't want to bull rush somebody into the quarterback. You want that bubble around the quarterback. So, once you kind of get past your player, you've got to be smart to make sure that those rules of engagement take over and you're not putting any of the quarterbacks at any risk whatsoever. I would still say overall, those have been few and far between. But yes, we are seeing a very attacking defense from Jonathan Gannon so far. And you do have to wonder if he is well aware of like, hey, until Micah gets back, we might need to be very creative as a blitzing team and how we attack this thing. One of the things I was critical of Jeff Hafley a season ago is, especially once Micah went down, and even before he went down, I understood how they were utilizing Edgerrin Cooper, and I understood how they were utilizing Xavier McKinney. Xavier McKinney was erasing the entire final third of the field because nobody wanted to throw down that way. It's tough to take him out of that role when he's basically making it so that teams can't throw deep on you. That's a weapon in and of itself. And Edgerrin Cooper was kind of like the cleanup guy in the second level. Anything that happened anywhere around him, he was like the vacuum cleaner where he was immediately there. They utilized his speed to make sure that all of those, short dump off passes and run plays, instead of them going for 10, 20, 30, 40 yards, they were done right then and there. So Hafley weaponized those guys in a specific way, but by doing so, kind of took away some of the playmaking of Edgerrin Cooper and Xavier McKinney. And so far, not just those guys, we're seeing Edgerrin Cooper utilized a little bit more, even on the edge. We're seeing safety blitzes. It hasn't actually been Xavier so much so far, but Evan Williams has come a few different times on safety blitzes and been able to get home. And then a lot of different corner blitzes, double A gap blitzes. We're just seeing a wide variety of different ways that Jonathan Gannon is being creative and getting guys to the quarterback. So far, it's working. The offensive line still kind of figuring out exactly who's coming from where and trying to figure out those checks. But it's been fun to watch from a defensive standpoint so far.
Well, yes, as we saw last year, and the stats don't lie, is that pressure, even in like more so than sacks is a stat that like helps the defense, right?
Yeah.
Like, so just if you can pressure, make an offense uncomfortable, they have to check down, throw, and then that secondary group is playing the right way. Because you bring pressure, but you don't have the support, then we're in trouble. But as long as all those things tie together, it can be really, really effective. We got Andy Herman joining the Mason Crosby Show. We're talking about Packers training camp. On that front, last question I have for the defense, and if Mitch has any more, who do you like at corner right now? Like, is there going to be an unseating? Are there any of these young guys, some of the new guys?
Cisse and desist.
Cisse and assist. There it is. That's where Mitch steps in.
That's right.
I tried to coin
who do you like on the outsides?
I tried to coin the Cisse Straits yesterday instead of, you got Revis Island, the Cisse Straits. So I'm going in that direction. But
I like it.
Okay.
So I will say this, obviously Keyshawn had the first day that he wasn't at practice, seemingly with a hamstring injury. Ever since he came back, it's been a little bit of, ups and downs, kind of the classic Keyshawn. He'll get beat on some plays, but he also probably leads the team in pass breakup so far, which is something he led the team in last year as well. So Keyshawn looks like Keyshawn so far. Take that for whatever you would like to take it as for. Carrington Valentine is out with the injury, and in comes Brandon Cisse. Brandon Cisse is the most naturally gifted corner on this team. There's no question about it. He has the raw. Yeah, he has the raw natural cover ability. It's not the souped up quite to the level that Jair Alexander was at when he first came in his prime, but you see some of that click and close ability and the oily hips and the ability to run with people, the 4.240 speed. It all shows up out there on the field. Is he still learning? Yes. Is he the youngest player on the team of all 91 players? Yes. So there's going to be some hiccups and bumps in the road. I'm trying not to like overhype anybody, especially through 6 days of practice, but Brandon Cisse for me so far has been somebody that has really, really caught the eye. And you can just tell, again, going to be a learning curve, but the long-term trajectory, and even I think the short-term trajectory is really good. It would not surprise me at all if he was able to supplant one of those corners, probably Valentine, but one of those corners by the start of the season. And on top of it too, Benjamin St-Juste has had a really great start to training camp as well. He looks like a legitimate option. He only had kind of one day where he kind of rotated in with the ones, maybe two. He's primarily been working with the twos, but he's off to a great start as well. I feel better about the cornerback room in the fact that you have competition there. And even Damani Jackson, their 6th-round pick, has not done any team drills yet. And Kamal Haddon, who just got back from injury, has not done any team drills yet. So hopefully that room gets even better once those guys get back and once Valentine gets back. So I just like that there's a lot more options. And Cisse, just with that raw natural ability and what St-Juste has shown so far, I feel like they're going to have different pieces that they're going to be able to rotate in if need be, or just if Keyshawn or Valentine aren't able to get the job done, even if they are the starters, that they have different players that they can go to that I think can get the job done.
Heck yeah, I'm juiced now.
Yeah, you better be. Yeah, no, you better be, Mace. And I think as we wrap things up with the defense, big picture wise, Andy, we all know that it's hold serve until Micah gets back. Is this defense going to be good enough? You've mentioned some names to be excited about.
Yep.
But there's also some questions there. Is this defense going to be good enough to hold serve until Micah Parsons is ready to play?
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see Javon Hargrave once he comes back. And Devontae Wyatt has not done any team drills yet. I think one of the real big question marks is what are you going to get on the interior of that defensive line? So I want to see Wyatt back. I want to see Hargrave back. Chris McClellan has flashed, even denied Dennis Sutton, who we know is an edge player. He's been kicking a lot inside, and I really like what he's doing in there as well. Carl Brooks is still there. I think they're going to have more pieces on the interior. Warren Brinson's looked like he's taking a little bit of a step also. So I'm feeling pretty good if Wyatt and Hargrave come back and look like we expect them to on the interior. I actually really have liked what I've seen from Zaire Franklin so far. I was pretty hesitant when that trade got made, of giving away a young defensive lineman and bringing in a linebacker that, by most accounts was coming off arguably his toughest season. He's been awesome so far, and we'll see if that carries over into the season, but extra communicative leader out on the field. He is a thumper. He is going to bring some intensity to that defense that I think is much needed, and a great compliment to Edgerrin Cooper. I think those two are going to work together very, very well. We just talked about the corners, having the depth there. Javon in the slot looks really, really good. And Evan Williams and Xavier McKinney, to me, for my money, is still the best safety duo in the league. The big question is, what does the pressure look like when you have to drop back 7 and it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, whatever it might be, and you have 4 guys rushing the quarterback? We know it's probably LVN, Devontae Wyatt, Javon Hargrave, and whether it's Sorrell or Colin Oliver, whoever that other edge might be, yes, you can have some exotic blitzes up your sleeve and you're going to be able to change that up. But there are times where you got to cover with 7, you got to get home with 4. What does that look like in those key moments? I think that's going to be the biggest question. Everything else sort of seems to be coming together so far in a way that you can at least envision it and seeing it really coming together in a really nice way.
Yeah, everything that Franklin has said and just his mentality would be a guy that I would love to be teammates with. Like, he just seems to kind of get the big picture of like what his role is and like how he wants to play and how he's going to motivate his teammates to play at that high level. So let's just hope he shows up on the field the way that he seems to have that same mentality. But I do want to shift over to the offensive side of the ball, and then we will talk special teams a little bit.
Josh, it's the best teams.
Because we got to dive into what that's looked like. But we got to go right to our guy Jordan Morgan, at left tackle, because I know you've put some stuff out. I've been hearing good things. So tell us about Jordan Morgan, and then let's go into the offensive line in general, how they've looked to start this training camp.
Yeah, you can just tell Jordan Morgan feels so much more natural at left tackle. The big thing coming out with Morgan out of college was that he's got all this position versatility. They think he can play left tackle, left guard, right guard. And that was a huge reason why teams were very much drawn to him. Obviously, the high-end athletic traits and just his ability to pass protect and run block in college as well. But that versatility was a big piece. However, it was completely a projection. In college, he played only left tackle. He didn't play any other positions his entire time in college. And so he comes to Green Bay, and since coming to Green Bay, he's barely got to play left tackle, and he's been at left guard, right tackle. He's kind of been everywhere except his most natural spot. And you can tell now him kind of going home to that left tackle spot. I wholeheartedly believe, I think if Green Bay was healthy on the offensive line last year, I think he would have replaced Rasheed Walker towards the end of the season. I think Rasheed was playing that poorly, and I think Morgan would have been given the opportunity. Morgan looked really good at left tackle in preseason last year. Yes, it's only preseason. Take it with whatever grain of salt that you want. But he definitely looks much more natural there, and he just looks more comfortable and confident. And he's been off to a great start. Now, he'll get beat every once in a while, but it's not anything exorbitant. Or yesterday in one-on-ones, he went 3-0 against Lucas Van Ness, which is one of those things. It's like, hey, great for Jordan Morgan. Oh, not so great for Lucas Van Ness. Right. But great day for Jordan Morgan in that regard. So I think he's coming along very nicely. And then the offensive line as a whole, this is another one very similar to the defensive line without Wyatt, Hargrave, and Parsons. On the offensive line, Aaron Banks has not done any team drills. And Zach Bacco-Bawele has also not done any team drills. So it's been a little bit tough, but I will say, I think they've mostly held their own. Kennard has been at right tackle. Jacob Monk has been at left guard. If there's somebody that I think is at least willing to take a step into that rotational interior offensive line role where you have that first guy off the bench, Monk has looked good so far in that spot. Ryan looks comfortable at center. Belton's the one where I'm still a little bit, all right, I want to see a little bit more. But now you've got Jagger Burton that's working in with the ones yesterday as well. So I think there's going to be some competition there by the end of camp, maybe for that right guard spot with Belton, Monk, maybe even Jagger Burton. And I'm excited to see how that turns out. But there seems to be about 8 deep on this offensive line. I think when everyone's healthy, I expect Jacob Monk, Jagger Burton, and Darian Kennard are going to be the top 3 backups. And if I had to give you one to keep an eye on as that number 9 guy, John Williams has been playing tackle, guard, and center in training camp so far. He was a 7th round pick a year ago, missed the entire year due to injury. It's basically like getting another draft pick this year because they got nothing from him last year, but just due to injury. So he's a guy to kind of keep an eye on for that number 9 spot.
I love it. We got Andy Herman joining the Mason Crosby show, talking all things Packers and training camp. So just tell me conceptually, we're not going to just go player by player and position by position. Offensively, do you see an offense that Jordan Love can get 4,000 yards passing, 30-plus touchdown? Like, are they going to unlock his ability to go downfield? Like, he is so good downfield.
Yep.
You pay the wide receivers. You do all this. Like, what do you see this offense doing this year? And do you think that this offense can really take a huge step and kind of dominate?
The answer to that question for me is twofold. The first one is just health. Can Love and Tucker Kraft, the weapons, and everyone stay healthy? And then the second thing to me is the one that we just answered. I have zero concern whatsoever with Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs if he's out there, Marshawn Lloyd, Tucker Kraft, even Josh Wiley if you need him as your number 2 tight end. Matthew Golden, Jaden Reed, Christian Watson. I feel really, really good about the weapons on this team. I think Sky Moore is going to be a fun kind of gadgety player. Bo Melton can be your number 5 or 6 guy if need be. Savion is off to a slow start. That's one maybe a little bit to keep an eye on. But everything else, I have, like I said, zero question whatsoever if everyone's out there and healthy with the weapons. So it all goes back to me, to the offensive line. And last year, when Josh Jacobs actually had any running room, go back to that Denver game when they gave him a crease and he took it, 40, 50, 60 yard, whatever it was, for a touchdown. He still has that within him. And of course, he can take those, even the negative 1 or 2 yard plays, and turn them into 3 or 4 yard plays with the best of them, even when it's not perfectly blocked up. But you give him anything, and Josh Jacobs is still going to be a very, very good back in this league. And if Marshawn Lloyd does stay healthy and you give him blocking, you're going to see a level of speed and playmaking at that position that we haven't seen in some time. So I feel good about that. And then from a pass pro standpoint, when Jordan Love was protected last year, he was a stone cold assassin. I mean, he was just picking teams apart. And now you've got all these weapons with all this speed out on the field. Tucker Kraft coming back. Like I said, to me, the answer to this question is, can they get and stay healthy? And can this offensive line protect and run block the way that they need them to? If so, I think this is easily can be a top 5 offense, if not even better. But if this offensive line performs like they did a season ago, or hopefully not worse, then we're going to be looking at one that Matt LaFleur is going to have to scheme things up. And I think the number one reason why they didn't just open things up is because they were trying to make it so that, these teams that were getting, I mean, we don't have to go far back to remember when an offensive tackle was saying, Jordan, run. Like, that was a real thing that happened a season ago. So I think they were just trying to get into specific downs and distances where Jordan wasn't going to get overwhelmed by an offensive line that couldn't protect them the way that they needed it to.
Yeah, that's a great point. Oh, man. All right. Well, only time will tell, right? We will see how this unfolds. And only time will tell is on young kickers and young specialists. So let's talk about it. I let it go as long as I could. So you've been out there at camp. Matt LaFleur told the refs to stop calling makes or misses, which is fascinating.
Wow.
I don't understand what is going on. Like, it's like we are professional. Like, you step into that role, you're a professional. There's a level, like, you know if you made it or missed it. Who cares if everyone else knows? Like, It is practice. We deal with it. That's you move on. So talk about what's going on there at camp. Talk about this press conference that Cam McCord had where he's talking about leans and all this stuff. So what's kind of your perspective from what's going on in this, I guess, kicking competition with him? I don't know what's happening there.
I mean, as you know, Mason, you're not just competing against another kicker in camp. And if there's not another kicker in camp, there's kickers all throughout the league. Look at Braden Narvison a couple of years ago. He was not in camp at all, and they picked him up on waivers right before the season, and he was the kicker. So it wasn't like Anders Carlson and the rest of the group were competing directly with Braden Narvison, but he's the guy that won the job anyway, for better or worse, in most cases worse. But Trace Mack, while there's not another contender in the building, he still is competing basically against himself and then against other kickers who may kick well in preseason as well. It's worth noting a couple things here. First, the first thing I'll note is this isn't just new to training camp. The first impressions in OTAs and mini camp also had the same level of inconsistency. But I will add that in training camp, we've seen 2 kicking sessions so far. He's kicked, 5 field goals one day. I think it was 8 the next day. He's kicked 13 total. It has been very little usage. It was 2 days. One of those days, both days were a little windy. One of those days was certainly a little bit more windy than the other. And this is still very much a work in progress. And I'll add on top of it, he's working with a long snapper that just got there a couple of days ago, or maybe it's a little like 4 or 5 days ago, whatever it is now. But that obviously adds a little bit of, nuance to the conversation as well. Nobody is, looking to crown and or cut Trace Mack at this point in time. But as far as first impressions go, it's safe to say it's been very shaky so far. There's nothing that, if you told me right now that there was a 44-yard field goal to win the game, Packers down by 2, I don't care if it's at Lambeau or anywhere, is Trace Mack going to make it? I have no idea. I don't feel great about it.
Excuse me, Mason Crosby, I need you to kick one 44-yard field goal. Can you make it for me?
I could do one. Yeah,
one,
I could get
just
one.
one. Yeah, all right.
You're signed.
No, Andy, I think that's my thing. Like, yes, everybody, again, in the words of our buddy Aaron, like, just relax. It is early. We're not just like going to throw in the towel on a guy right now, but there are some concerns. Like, and if I were in his shoe and I'm hitting the ball and doing some things, because, and for me, it's the Cam Accord at like this press conference kind of throws me for a little bit of a loop as well, because, he praised his ability to hit a straight ball and all that. Now we're talking about different leans for wind and like all the conditions. And I'm like, if you hit a straight ball and like, that's like, you just line up differently and you just hit according to what the wind is. Like if we're adjusting and doing all that, like I've seen that in Green Bay and it doesn't usually go well. Like whenever it's 20 degrees out and the wind's howling and there's snow and all that, and you're asking a holder, like I need it leaned, quarter inch this way forward because the wind's out the right. Like that stuff becomes really tricky in those elements.
Because
like you have to have a ball set, like try to simplify it, and then you just adjust your line and you just hit that flat straight ball.
A kicker, I am not, Mason Crosby, thank God. But I would imagine in that situation, like if it's you out there, I would assume you want the ball consistent so that you are the one that's doing the driving of like what's happening on the play. Because now if I'm the kicker and I have to just rely on the snap and the hold to be the exact thing, and I'm just kicking it the same way every single time, like that to me would be like, no, I want the keys to the car. I want to be the one that's deciding whether this kick goes in or not. Get the hold down in one specific way. I will take care of the rest. Again, a kicker, I am not. You can speak to that far better than I, but I would think that you'd want a little bit more autonomy over that entire situation.
Yeah, for sure. Like that whole press conference really, like it worried me, honestly. Like I'm like I got a little worried after that more so than anything else, just because I'm like, like I was thinking about the other day. There's probably, like when you think of it, there's 32 starting kickers in the NFL. There's probably 10 guys that are like solid. They're going to be there for 6-8+ years, right?
Yeah.
And then the rest of the league, like if you look at it, like it looks like teams are searching for their guy, like more often than not. So like it is hard to break in and be that guy. And as I got longer and as I started going to tryouts and doing different things, my last year as I was trying to continue my career, I saw that more than I ever did, because for me, it was like, I could get a holder in. I had a bunch of different holders and I tried to make it as easy on them as possible.
Yeah.
And Pat O'Donnell was one. He was like, hey, if the wind's blowing, and he would do something. I was like, dude, stop messing with the ball. Like, I don't need you to lean it forward or pull it this way if the wind's blowing from the right. I don't want you leaning it left ever if we have a left to right wind. Like, please do not do that. Like, I will adjust. And then you come to realize that, like, a lot of guys are doing that.
Yeah.
And that poses some problems. Like, whenever you're switching around holders, you're moving around, and like guys, you're depending on a guy to put that ball down, lean it perfect for what that condition is. You're bringing in more elements than you need to. So I would implore them to say, I like the ball slightly lean to the holder, maybe a little forward press, and then I will adjust my line and I will hit the same ball every time, and we will play this game. Because to me, that's what's concerning, because it's Trace Mack. He's great. He hits a straight ball. Now he's hitting the ball. He's missing a lot of left kicks. And for me, that is, he's seeing a lot. He's seeing different leans. He's seeing things. And so they need to clean that up, and he needs to clean that up. And that's what I took from that Cam Accord, from that press conference.
It was interesting, to say the least.
I never remember that when I was there. I never had a special teams coordinator.
I don't feel great
I'm
now.
Sorry.
You guys.
I didn't mean to.
Now
Yeah,
I'm depressed.
What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong?
When he misses 2 of his first 4 extra points, we're all going to be like,
Well, we'll see what he does in Pittsburgh. We got a week. Whenever they go to Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh's
family night will tell a lot.
Pittsburgh's the hardest.
We know
It's
we
the
love
worst
family
stadium.
night. Yeah, family night will go great. I never had a bad family night. Family night was the worst.
You hate family night.
Oh my gosh, that might have been the only time I would have faked an injury. Was
Andy? Do you like family night?
It's fine. I liked it back in the day more when there was actually like scrimmages and stuff that were going on. It's just a training camp practice that's at Lambeau, and they need to pick up their pacing a little bit at that, because like they do like the entrances and stuff like that. And like by the time, or just tell the fans to come a little bit later, because they get there at 7 and then players start like warming up at 7. So I think people think that practice is actually going to start at 7. Then it doesn't start till like 7:40. Like the first thing of interest happens, and like it can drag a little bit. I'll just put it that way.
Yes. It drags a lot.
It does.
Andy, but it is this Friday. It'll be fun. The kids love it. The fireworks are great. The light show is unbelievable. The end of practice is the best part. But Andy, what do you got going? Where can people find you? What do you got new in the hopper right now?
And if you were being introduced to Family Night, why is this your music?
Brock Lesnar. Oh man. The retired.
We got to give him his flowers.
The retired beast incarnate, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly.
We didn't even get to talk about SummerSlam. That's how you know Mason led the show today and not not Thunder. But no, you can obviously find me Pack a Day Podcast 365 days a year. We do a lot of live shows over on YouTube, and of course, new episodes every single day. And you can find me on social media at Andy Herman NFL as well.
Awesome. Andy, always a pleasure. I could talk to you for an hour more.
I could listen.
I
learned so much. All right,
let's get our own podcast going. Let's go.
I just want to listen to the two of you guys talk.
Anytime.
Mitch is gonna ask a stupid question now, or play wrestling music, or that's what I do. I'm here for
Mitch just throws in the randomness.
Right. But you guys are I learn about the Packers when I listen to you guys.
Appreciate you, my friend.
So much. That's why I love it. All right, Andy, you be well, and we'll get you back on soon as we figure out and we watch Trey Smack find he'll start hitting them through. He'll get it going. I have faith until literally it falls off. Until I fall off a cliff. I mean, I'm always faith-filled.
I'm there with you. Thanks, guys.
You are the absolute best. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's Andy Herman on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. He's fantastic. And
it's hard to only go the normal segment.
Right. I mean, we're way late, and who cares?
I steal minutes.
Right. It's Andy Herman. We'll take it. Plenty more to get to on the Mason Crosby Show. I don't know if we're going to play the whole Cam Akers. We could. We could also just talk about how excited we are for Kyle Harrison. There's some other random kind of smaller news that's going on. I saw that Liv got funding to keep the league alive, Mason. I know that's thank goodness that Liv can live.
Been worried about that. Yeah. God, no, it's hump day, so let's just have a little mashup coming up in this segment.
Awesome. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nelson, aka Thunder. We are the Mason Crosby Show. That lung's still intact, bro?
I don't know, man. I'm dying over here.
You got something going on. I don't. Nobody knows, but what's up, Mace?
I don't know. I went and got a cough drop. I'm trying to.
What flavor?
Just the
Like the menthol, the blue one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite.
It does feel nice.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I loved the cherry ones, but I think that's more like candy. Like that's not like that's not a real cough drop, right?
Yeah, I don't like any kind of flavored anything like that. Like I need to feel the burn and the pain of the menthol. It needs to burn.
I gotta hurt. I gotta
hurt a little bit. Yeah.
I don't hate that. The Cubs and the Dodgers, I believe. Let's make sure I have this right, and I'm not looking at some weird. Nope, they're underway. Tied 1-1 after one in Chicago. They're playing a day game. Guess who hit a home run for the Dodgers?
Shohei.
Guess who hit a home run for the Cubs?
I don't know.
PCA.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the stars are showing up early
The stars are showing.
in Chicago today.
Nice.
Otani is 25th home run. So PCA had to hit his 25th home run.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Shohei having Shohei not having a Shohei year. And it's interesting. I use my little machine over here. Let's make sure I get it. Yeah. Let's look at baseball futures. A National League MVP. Shohei's still the favorite, but he's minus 150, which he's been like minus 2,500.
He's been a little quiet.
Times.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not as exciting. It's not as dominant as he has been in the past.
And Pete Crow Armstrong is only plus 110. So it's almost a two-man race between Shohei and PCA, which is still you still look at the Brewers with the best record in the league. And we've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 names in. Actually tied for fifth, not 7.
Okay.
But Shohei's minus 150. PCA's plus 110. James Wood, who's everything from, except he just got put on the 10-day injured list, so his odds will go down. He's plus 10,000. Kyle Schwarber, home run machine from Philly, plus 10,000. You then have 3 players at plus 15,000. You've got Matt Olson, first baseman from the Braves, very good.
Yep.
CJ Abrams, future shortstop for the Brewers. Nope, just kidding. He is, and then you have Jacob Mizorowski.
Wow, so he's jumped up all the way to that.
Well, I think somebody realized that. Oh wait, the Brewers are the first team in Major League Baseball to 70 wins.
Yeah.
They have it's the fastest in franchise history. They have the best record in Major League Baseball. They do it as a team. We all talk about it. It's it's different than last year.
But they have to have an MVP.
But they have to have a candidate.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's got to be Miz. I think that's who it is, because I think he has not just what he's done this year, but he's lifted everyone else. With his positivity, with his energy, and just that he's taken the ball and yes, he's had a day off here and there. But generally, he's taken the ball every 5 to 7 days.
Yeah.
And he's been fantastic. And I say, you know what? It's 2026. Why can't a pitcher win the MVP award?
Why not now?
Why not now?
Why not now? But it is so interesting, right? Think of the Brewers, first team to 70, just lighting this thing on fire. And they don't, their best candidate is a pitcher. It is. Obviously, Miz is unbelievable, but the fact that they're doing what they're doing without just any MVP candidates out in the field playing, and then you watch this though. You watch Dodgers, you watch Cubs, and it's what we talk about. It's because we don't hit home runs. I feel there is something about just being able to knock something out of the park and kind of get that juice. I mean, that's what baseball fans come to watch. A casual baseball fan wants to see somebody crank a home run. If you just watched a game and it was all right, well, you watch the pitcher, and then if it's all right, you see a guy that's hitting 300 and he has a 3-4 day, just gets on base, and then one guy hits one dinger home run, you're gonna be well, that guy's This guy's way more exciting in my opinion.
Well, we just mentioned it, Mason. You are 100%. You are so wise. You are the Paul Wagner of Wednesday.
I'm the Paul Wagner of Wednesday.
Yes. Kyle Schwarber is tied for the league lead in home runs with Hunter Goodman from Colorado. Well, obviously Hunter Goodman's not going to be in the MVP race because they're the worst team in the league.
They're horrible.
But then it's Matt Olson. Oh, we mentioned him. Yeah. Oh, then it's James Wood. Oh, we mentioned him. Then it's CJ Abrams. Oh, we mentioned him.
Exactly.
And then it's Shohei and PCA. Oh, we mentioned him.
Shohei doesn't do anything.
Like, literally.
He's not even pitching anymore.
Exactly. So literally, those guys are the list of who the favorites for home runs are. And you go to that's National League.
Do you think Shohei should be the front runner right now?
No, I don't.
Okay, yeah. So
and he pitched. I mean, listen, his pitching numbers are great for the limited amount of time he pitched.
Yeah.
His hitting numbers are MVP worthy in the conversation. Yeah. But they're not like the favorite. Like I probably would, based on if Philly gets hot and Philly makes the playoffs, I could see Schwarber above him. Yeah. I know the Braves are going to get some love. The guys from Washington are having awesome seasons, but I'm not voting for either of them.
So is it just, MVP is just more of a batting. Like it's just a batting award.
That's what it has developed into. Yeah. I mean, the top three guys in the American League are Yordan Alvarez, Junior Caminero, and Ben Rice, and they're the three guys who are leading the league in home runs. Yeah, exactly. Houston, Tampa, and New York. And it's like,
I want the Brewers to win in this World Series so bad with the fewest amount of home runs.
Ever.
I just want all those stats to just always forever be remembered. Mm-hmm. That they, in an era of home runs, in an era of the MVP has to have the most hit home runs in the league, all the stuff. Like if the Brewers can find a way, it would make it even that much sweeter.
Totally agree. Looking at tonight's matchup, Paul Skeens and Kyle Harrison. Skeens is 9-9.
Yeah.
First of all, 18 decisions is a pretty big number.
That is a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
So he's stretching games.
Yeah. But. And having 9 wins. Oh, wait, I was looking at American League only. Let's look at all of Major League Baseball. I mean, he's still tied for 23rd in wins, which you have, one guy at 14, Sanchez from Philly has 14. 2 guys have 13. A few guys have 12. A bunch of guys have 11 and 10, and then he's at 9. I mean, Miz is 11-5.
Yeah.
So it's not like if Miz was 14-2, he's still the overwhelming favorite for Cy Young at 11-5.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, if Miz somehow had gotten to that number.
But he can't, Miz is not going to win the Triple Crown, which is kind of a bummer. He's probably, assuming everything goes on, he's going to lead the league in strikeouts. He's going to lead the league in ERA. But Sanchez has 14 wins. Chase Burns, who's great from Cincinnati, he's 13-1 with a 2.35.
Jeez.
Other years, he'd be in the race. And
right?
But then Chris Sale is 12-6 with a 2.08.
Yeah.
Guys are having seasons, Mace.
They're having some seasons. So whenever, Miz wins it and the season he's having, with that much pressure, right? It's not like he's an outlier.
And he
is
him.
With how he's pitching, but there are guys that are pushing him and he's still going out and executing. And I think that's honestly what is making him even better and so great this year is that he's not just having a season for the ages that nobody else is even close to. There's some really good pitching performances going across the league.
Real quick, we got about a minute here. Did you see Freddie last night for Tampa?
That was tough.
I just want to give him a hug, and it's in a contract year. He's going to have to sign a 1-year, $5 million deal with somebody and prove it and then get it. I mean, after last year.
I mean, he's just throwing meatballs across the middle of the plate.
Right, but he was going to get a 4-year, $60 million deal?
Yeah.
And now he's going to have to sign a 1-year, 1-year, 8? I don't know.
I don't know.
I just want to give him a hug.
I know you do.
Yeah, well, that's me. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nelson, a.k.a. Thunder. Mason's Extra Points are next here on The Mason Crosby Show.
Yes, sir.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today?
Now I'm thinking.
It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis. On the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
All right. Thanks for listening to the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Thunder Nellis. We're over the hump. We are over the hump. We have made it over the hump. Appreciate y'all being here with us. Now I'm locked in. I'm ready to go play some golf.
Hit them straight.
I'm a great team golfer, so yeah, I should be in good form. I get in early tomorrow and just get after it. So Mitch, appreciate you holding it down and finish this week off strong.
You bet. The Wisconsin State Fair starts tomorrow, and our friends from By the Yard are giving away a $2,000 in-store credit towards your purchase of 4 custom Adirondack chairs and 2 side tables. Come visit me. Come visit Sparky at State Fair tomorrow, Friday, all of next week. It's going to be a blast. Eat everything.
Love it.
Mason, I can't wait to hear what you eat after shooting 18 straight.
I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, you will.
All right.
He's Mason Crosby. He's hitting them straight. This has been the Mason Crosby Show.
Yes, sir.